Why do your hands tremble, chosen one? It's because deep within, your spirit already understands. This isn't a chance encounter, a random moment in the stream of time. This is an appointment set in the stars, divinely orchestrated. The Almighty Himself has guided your eyes, led you to this very intersection in time for reasons that stretch beyond your current comprehension. This is no ordinary moment. It's a sacred assignment. Archangel Michael's voice resonates with urgency, a clarion call echoing across the celestial spheres. Stop. Listen closely. You stand at the precipice, mere seconds separating you from stepping into the miracle you've yearned for or tragically walking past it, leaving it behind forever in the mists of what could have been. Heaven isn't toying with your heartstrings, engaging in frivolous games with your emotions. No, heaven is here on a rescue mission, dispatched to save your heart from giving up, from succumbing to the weight of unanswered prayers. This isn't a throwaway moment, a fleeting distraction to idly scroll past. This is a heaven-ordained crossroads etched into the very fabric of your story. And at this moment, the very ink of eternity is poised, ready to scribe the next chapter of your life. If you choose to walk away, the miracle, still nascent, begins to wither, its glow dimming with each retreating step. But if you choose to stay, if you plant your feet and stand firm, the gates of glory themselves will begin to swing open, revealing vistas of unimaginable blessings. Beloved, you're not simply staring at a screen. You're standing before a pivotal turning point, a convergence of destiny and divine intervention. You felt the oppressive weight in your chest, the relentless sleepless nights, the silent tears that have soaked your pillow in the darkness, the aching question that has haunted your soul. God, have you forgotten me? Have you abandoned me to this wilderness? But hear this, and let it resonate deep within your being. The Lord has not forgotten you. In fact, He has dispatched this message as a final, urgent call, a last divine alarm ringing out before your breakthrough either arrives in all its glory or is tragically lost to the shifting sands of time. Not to threaten you, not to instill fear, but to awaken you before you settle for a life far less than the one He has lovingly and meticulously planned for you. Every sigh, every breakdown, every moment of despair that went unseen by the world was noticed, cradled, and held in His hands. Archangel Michael declares with resounding authority, you are standing at the very edge of your destiny. One wrong step, and the blessing you crave slips through your fingers like water. One bold step forward, and heaven will flood you with the abundance you have been praying for with unwavering fervor. This isn't about achieving a state of unattainable perfection. It is about your willingness, your openness to receive. What you feel isn't fear. It's a holy urgency, a divine prompting. Because right now, every breath you take is either drawing you closer to the very heart of God or pushing you further away from the promise He has been trying to place within your grasp. The one who calls to you is gentle and kind, full of unwavering love, even when His voice resonates like fire in your bones, shaking you to your core. Do not be deceived. This isn't harmless. This is eternal. This is the moment where everything can be transformed, where the trajectory of your life can be altered in ways you can't yet fathom. Time itself, as it exists in heaven, has touched your timeline, intersected with your present reality. And what you do with these next few moments will reverberate far beyond today, echoing into eternity. Now, as you step forward into this divinely appointed role, I invite you to declare your readiness, your willingness to receive. Type Amen in the comments below as a sign of your surrender, a bold statement that you are ready to walk in your God-given purpose, to embrace the destiny He has laid out for you. You are not typing to impress an algorithm to gain favor with a channel. You are answering the God who has been quietly pursuing your heart for years, patiently waiting for you to turn toward Him. And stay with me until the end, because we are closing with a prayer that could unlock the very thing you have been waiting for your entire life. The next few seconds could change everything, shifting the course of your existence. Don't scroll. Step in. Treat these seconds not as a threat, but as a gift of mercy, another chance to say yes to the divine invitation. You've been asking for answers for days, for weeks, for years. When, Lord, when will the breakthrough come? When will these tears finally dry up? When will heaven answer my desperate cries? And for so long heaven whispered, wait, not yet, be patient. But now, right now, the very atmosphere has shifted, transforming before your eyes. Something sacred is stirring, a divine energy awakening within. The wait is over. The appointed time has arrived. The weight pressing on your chest, the strange stillness that has fallen over the room, the deep knowing that something invisible is happening all around you. It's not random. Heaven has been preparing this very moment just for you, orchestrating every detail with meticulous care. You've been carrying pain, yes, but it wasn't meant to punish you, to break your spirit. It was meant to prepare you, to mold you into the person you were destined to become. The miracle that has your name on it wasn't denied. It was being refined, purified like gold in a furnace. The Lord wasn't withholding it out of cruelty or indifference, but out of fierce, protective love. Because what He is about to release into your life requires a strength, a resilience that only fire could forge, a character tempered in the crucible of adversity. Now hear this, and let it sink into the depths of your soul. Archangel Michael stands at your side, a guardian, a protector, and in his hand, he holds a scroll glowing with the very fire of God, a light that illuminates the darkness, yet it does not burn. Heaven is revealing what has been hidden for years, secrets about to be unveiled. Your healing, your freedom, your divine release. Everything that once chained you, bound you to the past, is now being woven into a new plan, a tapestry of victory. But here's the truth, the profound secret that few will truly hear. He cannot place it in your hands until you say yes. And that yes isn't just spoken with your mouth, a hollow affirmation. It is spoken through focus, through unwavering surrender, through a conscious decision not to turn away, not to scroll, not to let your eyes wander, even when the world around you is clamoring for your attention, drowning you in noise. Right now, your very act of staying, of remaining present, is being counted as faith in the courts of heaven. And faith, beloved, is what moves the hand of God, what unleashes His power into your life. This is a divine encounter, a sacred interruption. This is a divine intersection between your pain and His purpose, a convergence of suffering and destiny. This is holy ground, sacred space. Let me be clear. You were on the verge of losing your alignment with Him, drifting away from the path He had laid out for you. Not because you were too broken, not because you had sinned beyond redemption, but because you stopped listening, because you allowed the noise of the world to drown out His still, small voice. The noise got too loud, the distractions too compelling. The world drowned out His whisper, and now heaven is fighting to reach you, pleading with you to return to the path, to realign your steps with His divine plan. The path where blessing flows like a river, the path where your breakthrough awaits, the path that leads to life, abundant and overflowing. Michael's voice is urgent, filled with divine concern. Stop. If you turn away now, you will miss the alignment, you will miss the outpouring of grace, you will lose the path that was carved for you in light, the destiny written in the stars. And yes, you feel it, don't you? Your spirit is recognizing truth before your mind can fully grasp it. That pressure that feels like fear, yet is mixed with something deeper, something that transcends mere anxiety. That's your spirit awakening, shaking off its slumber. That's your soul recognizing the voice it has been aching to hear for so long. You stand at a divine turning point, a fork in the road of your life. To your left lies the familiar path, the road of delay, where prayers seem to go unanswered, where nights are silent and long, where hope flickers like a dying ember, and doubts shout louder than faith. To your right lies the narrow road, the path of release, where chains break and fall away, where waiting transforms into fulfillment, where tears are turned to joy, and what was once deemed impossible becomes a living testimony. And in this exact second, God says, choose. He will not drag you, He never forces His will upon you. But yes, hear this. He calls you back with urgency, His heart filled with longing. The same God who spoke the stars into motion stoops low now to whisper, please listen now, because this message wasn't crafted for everyone, a generic broadcast sent out into the void. This was heaven sealed, destined for you alone. Because you cried out on nights when no one saw, because your soul whispered prayers that even your mouth didn't speak, because your faith held on even when you were silently breaking, crumbling under the weight of despair. That's why you're here. Not by accident, not by luck, but by divine design, orchestrated by the hand of God. And now you carry a responsibility, a sacred trust that many will never receive. This is sacred. This is personal. This is weighty glory being placed in your hands. Michael has been waiting, pacing the heavens, pressing against the constraints of time, guarding the message your soul has been desperate to receive. He has cried out, "Now, now! The time is at hand." So don't minimize this. Don't dismiss it as mere coincidence. Every time you stop listening, every time you turn away, the enemy celebrates because distraction is his easiest weapon, his most effective tool. But every heartbeat of attention, every moment of focused intention unlocks something sacred. When your heart is attuned to his, heaven moves, shifting the very fabric of reality. That is the power of a divine word in its appointed hour, its transformative potential. And this is your hour. You might ask, but why now, Lord? Why not when I was crying on the bathroom floor, consumed by despair? Why not when my heart shattered last year, leaving me broken and bleeding? And here is the answer, straight from the throne of grace. Because diamonds are not made in shallow fires. What God is about to pour into your life required more than comfort, more than fleeting relief. It required the shaping, the testing, the silence, not to break you, but to build you into someone who could carry the weight of his glory, who could steward the blessings he was about to bestow. The delay wasn't denial, it was design. Those closed doors, refinement. Those unanswered prayers, preparation. Those nights you thought he was absent, he was carving your name deeper into his plan, securing your place in his divine narrative. Heaven wasn't late. Heaven was aligning, orchestrating the perfect timing. And now it's here, the moment you've been waiting for. This message, this moment, is a hinge point in your story, a turning of the tide. What you do next decides whether the scroll is handed into your hands, a testament to your faith, or remains sealed for another season, shrouded in mystery. So hear it again, and let it resonate within you with a holy trembling. Please, chosen one, stay, listen, decide. Because the God who could send legions of angels with a single word chose instead to speak softly through this screen, directly to you. And that means one thing, he still believes in you. The time is now. The gate is open. Will you step through? Can you feel it? Your chest burns with a knowing too deep for words, a conviction that defies explanation. That strange stirring in your spirit. This isn't fear. It's a holy signal, a divine prompting. It's heaven leaning in, its attention focused solely on you. It's time itself folding, bending to deliver what was held back for so long. The promises about to be fulfilled. For years, you've waited, prayed, cried, questioned. When, Lord? When will things shift? When will the pain lift? And now, finally, heaven answers. Not with delay, not with silence, but with urgency, with a resounding declaration. The fire has done its work, the testing has completed its assignment. You are no longer being prepared. You are ready, fully equipped to step into your destiny. That is why Michael extends his sword in silence now. Not wavering, not whispering, but commanding. His voice echoing across the realms of heaven. Commanding you to listen, to stay, to recognize that your destiny isn't a decade away. It's seconds away. Yes, seconds. That's how thin the veil is right now between your current reality and your breakthrough, the manifestation of your deepest desires. And yet, this moment is fragile, sacred. A single moment of distraction, a single thought of doubt, and the portal begins to close, the opportunity fading away. Heaven is generous, but heaven honors your will, your freedom of choice. That's why God won't force this open for you. He invites, he waits, but he will not override your choice. That's why I must tell you plainly. You have only a breath's length to choose, not 10 hours, not 10 days, but 10 seconds, and the countdown has already begun. Every breath you take is marking eternity's clock, moving you closer or further from your destiny. There is a holy awareness stirring within you, a profound sense of something significant about to happen. That tingling in your skin, it's your spirit discerning that time is holy right now, that you are standing on sacred ground. The realm of heaven is brushing against yours, the divine intersecting with the mundane. And if you say yes fully, freely, faithfully, your life will never look the same. Beloved, let me take you into a vision, a glimpse behind the veil. I see a great table in heaven, long and shining like fire-washed gold, radiating with celestial light. And upon it are scrolls, radiant with light, each sealed with a name written in golden ink. These are not just documents. They are divine blueprints, maps of destiny. Your purpose, your healing, your assignment, all meticulously detailed. And there, among them, is one scroll glowing brighter than the rest, pulsating with divine energy. Your name is on it, emblazoned in light. It has waited for years, guarded by Michael himself, because the enemy tried to snatch it, to steal it away from you. Yes, hell wanted your scroll, wanted to erase your destiny. Hell tried to convince heaven you weren't worthy, that you didn't deserve the blessings contained within. But God said, not yet. They are still becoming, still being shaped by the trials of life, but their time is coming. Their moment of revelation is drawing near. And Michael waited, he battled, he shielded what was yours until now, until this very moment. Now the divine blueprint, once guarded by Michael, now hovers near your spirit, close, near, present, almost tangible. But he cannot force it open. Only you can unlock its secrets. And if you delay, if you hesitate, the moment seals again, the opportunity lost. Maybe for a year, maybe forever. That's why heaven shouts, stop! Don't you dare miss this. Don't let it slip through your fingers. I know what your mind is saying. This is just another message, another emotional push, another empty promise. But ask your spirit, why does your chest feel electric? Why does it feel like something ancient is being stirred awake inside of you, a dormant power reawakening? Because it is. This isn't just emotion. It's revelation, a glimpse behind the veil. This is what your soul cried out for in the darkest nights when you sobbed into your pillow, consumed by despair. When you clenched your fists and asked, God, where are you? Have you abandoned me? He was listening. He never left your side. The silence wasn't rejection. It was orchestration, a carefully planned sequence of events. Heaven was echoing your cries, storing them, preparing to answer not just with comfort, but with power, with transformative grace. You may think nothing was happening, but the truth is this. Behind the veil, war was raging. Angels stood around you while darkness tried to consume you, to extinguish your light. Michael deflected every scheme sent to silence you, to derail your destiny. And when you had no strength left, when you felt like giving up, it wasn't your will that kept you going. It was the hand of God holding you by a thread, refusing to let you fall. He whispered, not yet. Hold on. The day is coming. Your breakthrough is just around the corner. And beloved, today is that day. What's written inside that scroll isn't just a generic blessing, a cookie-cutter promise. It's transformation, a complete metamorphosis of your being. It is the unlocking of every delay that's held you back, the liberation from every chain that's bound you, the healing of every wound that's bled in silence, the restoration of every shattered piece the enemy tried to bury, hoping to erase your potential. This isn't just about changing your circumstances. It's about changing you, molding you into the person you were always meant to be. But here is the warning, the crucial piece of the puzzle. The enemy's greatest tactic is not to destroy, but to delay. He whispers, later, maybe tomorrow, this can wait. You have plenty of time. Until later becomes never, a distant dream fading into oblivion. Do not fall for it. Michael's command is clear, listen now. Heed the call. Because when heaven aligns with such precision, such urgency, such divine symmetry, if you miss it, the alignment breaks, the opportunity vanishes. That is why this message feels like thunder in your chest, a storm raging within your soul. That is why it feels like a second heartbeat pounding through your body, a primal rhythm echoing through your very being. Because if you honor this moment, if you hold steady and open yourself fully, the gates will swing wide, revealing a path of unimaginable blessings. But if you turn away, if you dismiss it as mere fancy, the gates will slam shut, the path obscured. It's that simple and that terrifying. But the choice is yours and yours alone. Hear me, and let it resonate within you. God has not forgotten you. He has been fighting for you in silence, working behind the scenes to orchestrate your deliverance. Every tear, every disappointment, every closed door, it was not the end, but a necessary step along the way. It was the prelude to something magnificent, something life-changing. And now the author steps back into your story, pen in hand, ready to write what the enemy tried to erase, to redeem what was lost. The Lord has not lost sight of you. He has gathered every broken piece of your heart, and He longs to hand them back to you, not as fragments, but as a masterpiece, a testament to His transformative power, if you will let Him. So I say it again. Stop. Let your soul remain tethered to this moment. Don't dismiss this. Don't shrug it off as mere coincidence. You are on holy ground right now, standing in the presence of the divine. Heaven has paused its infinite movements to focus on one thing. You. That stillness you feel, that heaviness in the air, that's not your imagination. That is the weight of God's glory settling near you, enveloping you in its radiant embrace. Michael extends his sword in silence, taller than the mountains, a beacon of hope in the darkness. His sword of light plunged into the ground beside you, a symbol of protection and unwavering support. He is shielding you from distraction, commanding silence over the chaos that threatens to engulf you. Angels are circling you now, their wings stretching wide, whispering prayers over your soul, interceding on your behalf. And somewhere in the light, your name is being spoken again and again, a sacred mantra echoing through the halls of heaven. Because this is your moment. Heaven is not waiting anymore. Will you? Your soul shivers under the weight of the word, the significance of this moment. That tension in the air that feels like lightning just beneath your skin. It's not anxiety. It's not imagination. It's not coincidence. It is the tangible evidence that heaven is brushing against your present moment, intersecting with your reality. Right now, the unseen is roaring louder than what's seen, the spiritual realm breaking through into the physical. Right now, your name is being spoken in the halls of eternity, celebrated by the hosts of heaven. The enemy knows it. He's furious, consumed by rage. He's trembling, desperately trying to pull you away from these words, to distract you from your destiny. Because if you stay, if you keep listening, the grip he's had on your life will shatter, crumbling to dust. That's how close you are, how sacred this moment is. You are only seconds away from the breaking of chains that have held you for years, chains of shame, chains of scarcity, chains of silence, the very things that have defined your existence. But only if you remain, if you don't scroll, if you don't click away. Because heaven will never force your surrender, will never violate your free will. God does not manipulate. He invites, He pleads, He waits for your yes. Your heartfelt affirmation. Think back, beloved. Think back to every time you poured out everything you had and were still left empty, drained of energy and hope. Think of the times you felt invisible, unheard, left behind, forgotten by the world. When you gave your all and received silence in return, a deafening void that amplified your despair. That ache you carried in your soul, it wasn't punishment, it wasn't abandonment. It was the echo of a higher calling, a persistent whisper beckoning you towards your true purpose. That pain was the sound of God lifting your spirit above the ordinary, refusing to let you settle for mediocrity, refusing to let you drown in less than what He had written for you before time began, the magnificent destiny He had crafted just for you. You thought you were forgotten, cast aside like a broken toy. You weren't. You were hidden, protected from the storms of life until the appointed time. You thought you were rejected, deemed unworthy of love and acceptance. But heaven was preserving you, safeguarding your potential until the soil of time was ready to release the harvest of promise, the abundance that awaited you. And now Archangel Michael declares, the harvest is ready. The waiting is over. The release is here. This is not poetry. This is prophecy, a declaration of divine intent. The very things you grieved as lost are being resurrected, brought back to life in glorious form. The time you thought was wasted is about to be redeemed, transformed into something valuable and purposeful. The tears you thought fell into nothingness are about to become the rain that waters your joy, nourishing the seeds of your dreams. But you must stay. You must stay in this moment, anchored to the present, because the enemy has always feared you, recognized the immense potential within you. That's why your life has been under siege, targeted by the forces of darkness. That's why heartbreak found you so often, leaving you wounded and vulnerable. That's why betrayal circled you like a predator, seeking to devour your spirit. Because if you ever came into agreement with who you really are in Christ, if you fully embraced your divine identity, darkness would lose its claim on your bloodline, its power over your destiny. That's why he whispered lies like, "You're forgotten. You're too late. You're just one of many, insignificant and easily replaceable." But heaven never once believed it, never wavered in its faith in you. And now Michael stands at your side, not with a whisper, but with a roar, his voice resonating with power and authority, saying, "You were never ordinary. You were always anointed, chosen for greatness. Every scar you bear is not shame. It is survival, a badge of honor. It is proof that the enemy tried and failed, that his attempts to destroy you were futile. You are still standing, still breathing, still drawn to this moment because you are closer than you know. The promise you thought would take years to manifest. It's knocking now, impatiently waiting to be released. The breakthrough you buried in the back of your mind, deeming it impossible, it's forming, taking shape before your very eyes. The relationship you assumed was beyond repair, damaged beyond recognition. It's stirring again, showing signs of life. Even the financial lack that seemed like a life sentence, an inescapable burden, the chains are loosening, the shackles falling away. But the condition remains. Do not let go in these final seconds. This moment is weighty because it's real, because it holds the key to your liberation. Step back now, and the sacred threshold begins to fade into shadow, the opportunity lost. Heaven says, "Tell them their miracle is closer than the next sunrise, that the dawn of their new day is about to break forth in all its glory. Tell them their answer is nearer than the next breath, just within reach." Pause with me, beloved. Look at your hands. They may feel empty, bearing the weight of past disappointments, but in the spirit, they are glowing with open expectation, ready to receive. Heaven is pouring into them now, a divine outpouring of grace. Golden oil that heals what the world couldn't touch, restores what time couldn't fix, anoints what the enemy tried to shut down, silencing your voice and stifling your potential. That warmth in your palms, that flutter in your chest, that's not a trick of emotion, a fleeting sensation. That's the veil thinning, the boundary between the earthly and the divine dissolving. That's the oil of heaven dripping through into your now, saturating your present moment with its transformative power. Every cry you've released in private, every tear you've shed in secret, God collected it, treasuring your pain as a precious offering. And now heaven's bowls are tipping, overflowing with compassion and divine favor. The time of remembrance has come. The appointed moment has arrived. Still, I must speak plainly with unwavering honesty. The moment is slipping like sand through eternity's hourglass. Each grain a precious opportunity lost. Each delay narrows the gate, making it harder to pass through, to seize the promise that awaits you. That's why you feel the urgency, the pressing need to act. That's why your soul is restless, yearning for something more. Because this isn't about information, not just gaining knowledge or understanding. It's about transformation, a profound shift in your very being. Your life is being redefined in real time, rewritten by the hand of God. And if you let this moment sink deep, if you allow it to permeate your soul, you will walk differently, your steps guided by a new purpose. You will speak differently, your words imbued with power and authority. You will no longer recognize the old version of yourself, the person burdened by the past, because the weight that once held you captive will no longer be there, lifted by the grace of God. But if you dismiss this, if you shrug it off as just another message, another fleeting moment of inspiration, you may carry those chains far longer than you were meant to, allowing the enemy to maintain his grip on your life. The choice is here. It is now. And all of eternity holds its breath, eagerly awaiting your decision. And don't think for 1 second that you're walking through this alone, that you're facing this monumental decision without support. Even now, in the Spirit, I see those who have gone before you, loved ones in heaven, leaning in, praying over you, whispering encouragement to your soul, urging you to persevere. Don't give up, they say. Don't stop here. This is the moment we saw from afar, the breakthrough we longed for. The veil is thin, beloved. Time in heaven has pierced the time on earth, creating a portal of opportunity. You are standing where eternity kisses this very second, where the divine intersects with the mundane. Heaven isn't whispering. It is roaring, its voice shaking the foundations of your being. The skies above you are charged with divine light, illuminating your path and dispelling the darkness. Michael, with eyes that burn like holy flame, points straight at you and commands, "Stop running. Stop doubting. Stop delaying. Listen, this moment feels heavy for a reason, because the eternal is colliding with the temporary, the divine breaking into the ordinary. Because God is stepping into your timeline with fire in his breath and mercy in his hands, ready to rewrite your story and redeem what was lost. You wonder why your heart is pounding, why your eyes can't look away, why the atmosphere feels charged with glory, electric with anticipation. It's because your spirit already knows what your mind is just starting to comprehend. This is your announcement, your divine proclamation. Heaven is announcing your shift, your release, your resurrection from the ashes of the past. What was buried is rising, stronger and more vibrant than ever before. What was broken is being rebuilt, meticulously restored by the hand of God. What was delayed is now in motion, accelerating towards its intended destination. And Michael, who has waited not just days but generations, who has faithfully guarded this moment, has been assigned to bring this word to you, to deliver this message of hope and transformation. And still, I must remind you, do not lose this moment, do not let it slip away. If you walk away now, you walk away from what heaven has fought to protect for years, the destiny that has been meticulously crafted for you. Beloved, lift your eyes and focus on what lies ahead. For what's coming is greater than anything you're leaving behind, more magnificent than you can possibly imagine. There is a book in heaven, ancient, mighty, radiant with glory so fierce it blinds the gaze of darkness, a repository of divine secrets. It is not bound by leather or pages, but by eternity itself, a testament to God's enduring love. It is the book of destiny, and within it are the names of the chosen, those marked by grace, those anointed by fire, those destined for greatness. Your name is written there, not in fading ink but in eternal light, shimmering with divine energy. And beneath your name are the details heaven has ordained, your purpose, your breakthrough, your inheritance, all meticulously planned and ready to be released. Angels move reverently through this book, their presence filled with awe and wonder, turning its pages in time with the rhythm of your life, watching as each decision draws you closer or further from what was always meant to be yours, the destiny written in the stars. And today, heaven's eyes are on your page, focused intently on your present moment. I see it glowing, illuminated by the light of God, marked by your tears, your prayers, your perseverance, a testament to your unwavering faith. For years it remained sealed, the timing not yet ripe, the moment not yet ordained. But now, Archangel Michael touches it with his sword, and the seal breaks with a sound like thunder, a resounding declaration of liberation. Fire leaps forth, illuminating the darkness and banishing the shadows. The sealed assignment of light now unfolds like pages of living fire, revealing the path that lies before you. At last, the waiting breaks, the shackles of delay shattered. At last, the silence ends, replaced by a symphony of divine grace. At last, your story continues, filled with hope, purpose, and unwavering love. That's why you cannot look away, because something that was paused is now turning again, moving with renewed momentum. The clock of your destiny is ticking into motion, counting down to your breakthrough. But make no mistake, the enemy has always dreaded this moment, feared the realization of your potential. Every detour, every heartbreak, every betrayal, every storm you walked through, it was not random, a chaotic series of events. It was strategic, a calculated assault on your soul. His strategy wasn't to destroy you in one swift blow, but to wear you down, to chip away at your faith until you were too tired to believe, too numb to notice, too distracted to receive the blessings that awaited you. He wanted you scrolling past this, blind to what was holy, oblivious to the presence of God. But you didn't. You're still here, listening intently, and that terrifies hell, sends tremors through the foundations of darkness. Because once you grasp what heaven is handing you now, once you fully embrace your divine identity, the chains he used to wrap around your soul will disintegrate like ash in the wind, powerless against the force of your faith. So I say it again, don't stop. Don't move. Your endurance in this very moment is not passive. It is prophetic, a declaration of your unwavering trust in God. It is the final stretch before the promise unfolds, the last hurdle before you claim your victory. Picture it in your mind, feel it in your spirit. You stand at a gate, a threshold between worlds. Behind you lies the long road of suffering, loss, betrayal, and disappointment, the trials that have shaped you. You've crawled through seasons that almost broke you, seasons of darkness and despair. You've survived storms that others didn't see, weathered trials that tested your very soul. But before you, beloved, is a garden not planted by human hands, a sanctuary of divine beauty, a garden bursting with colors your soul forgot existed, a vibrant tapestry of hope and promise, flowers blooming, a testament to the faithfulness of God. In the desolate landscapes you believed were barren, prepare to witness the impossible. Rivulets of hope will carve pathways through the arid terrain of your past, where dreams lay dormant. Joy, a melody long silenced, will rise in a triumphant crescendo, banishing the echoes of despair. The gate, a shimmering portal to destiny, stands ajar, beckoning you forth. Yet its opening is fleeting, a moment suspended in eternity. Michael, the celestial guardian, his hand trembling with the urgency of the divine, holds the gate ajar, his voice resonating with the power of 1,000 suns. Enter now, he urges, his words laced with both command and compassion. Do not hesitate, cast aside your doubts. This gate is uniquely yours, forged in the crucible of your experiences. But the choice, the ultimate decision, remains yours alone. Will you remain shackled to the ghosts of yesterday, forever fixated on the specter of old wounds? Or will you dare to step boldly into the abundance that was meticulously prepared for you before the dawn of your existence? Let me speak with the unvarnished truth, infused with the boundless love that permeates the heavens. You have been a far harsher judge of yourself than the Almighty ever intended to be. Whispers of inadequacy have haunted your soul. Perhaps I am unworthy. Perhaps I have missed my moment. Perhaps God has abandoned me. But the heavens are resounding with a resounding no. The cross, that symbol of ultimate sacrifice, has already irrevocably silenced those insidious doubts. As far as the east is from the west, so immeasurably far has he cast your transgressions from you, as Psalm 103 verse 12 so eloquently declares. Your mistakes, those anchors of shame, were irrevocably nailed to the cross. Your guilt, that suffocating shroud, was washed away in a torrent of crimson grace. Your past, with all its imperfections and regrets, was forgiven even before you knew how to utter the words of repentance. God is not here to condemn you, to heap further burdens upon your weary shoulders. He is here to restore you, to breathe life back into your withered spirit. That is why Michael's message is not one of judgment, of fiery condemnation. It is a proclamation of liberation. His sword is not an instrument of punishment, but a beacon of freedom, severing the cords that bind you. He is not pointing an accusatory finger at your shame. Rather, he is cutting through it, dismantling its power over you. But you must grasp this profound truth. This moment transcends the boundaries of your individual experience. Yes, it is intensely personal, a watershed in your own journey, but it is also profoundly generational, rippling outward to touch the lives of those who come after you. What God is about to pour into your life is not solely for your personal healing, your individual wholeness. It is a legacy for your family, your children, your lineage, a sacred inheritance to be passed down through the ages. The curses that have stalked your bloodline, those insidious patterns of negativity, meet their end here, at this very gate. Cycles of loss, addiction, poverty, betrayal, all are being shattered, dismantled by the power that surges through this sacred space. Michael's sword is not merely severing your chains. It is also breaking the ones that have silently bound those who will inherit your name, your DNA, your future. That is why the urgency is so palpable, so intense. For if you turn away now, if you retreat into the familiar darkness of your past, the cycle will perpetuate itself, continuing its destructive dance through generations. But if you remain, if you listen with an open heart, if you dare to believe in the transformative power of this moment, then the cycle ends. And your children's children will bless your name, singing praises to the one who said yes in this sacred hour, the one who broke the chains that held them captive. And now, let me dismantle one more insidious lie, a whisper of the enemy designed to keep you paralyzed in fear. You are too late. You have missed your opportunity. The doors have closed. But heaven knows no expiration date for faith. God declares, I redeem time. What you believed was irretrievably lost. He restores, breathing new life into forgotten dreams. What was squandered, he returns, multiplied and overflowing. Today is not merely a recovery, a patching up of old wounds. It is a resurrection, a phoenix rising from the ashes of despair. Dreams you had long abandoned are drawing breath once more, stirring with renewed vitality. Hope, which you had buried deep within your heart, is rising again, casting off its earthen shroud. Promises you had stopped expecting are walking toward you, shimmering with the golden light of divine fulfillment. This is not random chance, not mere motivational fluff. This is the tangible manifestation of mercy, a downpouring of grace from the very throne of God. Heaven is not simply whispering comforting platitudes. It is actively activating power, igniting the dormant potential within you. For far too long, you have been deceived into believing you are powerless, that your prayers are weak, that your voice is insignificant. But every prayer you have uttered, every tear you have shed, was a seed, a tiny spark of faith planted in the fertile ground of heaven. And those seeds were not forgotten, cast aside like worthless trifles. They were nurtured, tended with loving care in the celestial soil. And now the rain is falling, soaking the parched earth. Now those seeds are breaking open, sprouting forth with vibrant life. That strange fire you feel growing within you as you listen, that warmth spreading through your veins, it is not mere emotion, a fleeting sentiment. It is an awakening, a stirring of the divine within you. You are being awakened into who you were always destined to be, the person God envisioned when he knit you together in your mother's womb. The oil of heaven is pouring forth anew, not for mere display, not for ostentatious show, but for destiny, for purpose, for the fulfillment of your divine calling. And as Michael's sword touches your name, etching it in the annals of heaven, the celestial hosts are announcing, with a fanfare of trumpets, now begins the part of the story you were born to live. You have survived the wilderness, the desolate expanse of trials and tribulations. Now, step into the garden, the lush paradise of abundance and blessing. You have endured the fire, the refining flames that purified your soul. Now, receive the glory, the radiant crown of honor that awaits you. But do not, I implore you, dare to turn back now, to retreat into the shadows. You are standing in the thin place, that liminal space where heaven touches earth, where the veil between worlds thins, and the next step is yours to take. You are not just waking up, shaking off the slumber of complacency. You are awakening, a complete and utter transformation into your truest self. Not broken, Not forgotten, not too late, but chosen, set apart for a divine purpose. And not chosen in theory, not selected in some abstract sense, but chosen in battle, proven in the crucible of fire. Heaven has not been watching from a distance, an impartial observer in your struggles. It has been actively guarding you, shielding you from the forces of darkness. Archangel Michael's cry is not just about defending your blessing, protecting what is rightfully yours. It is a summons, a clarion call to remember the authority you carry, the power that resides within you. You have been living as if you are at the mercy of darkness, a helpless pawn in a cosmic game. But darkness has never ceased trembling at the mere thought of you rising, of you unleashing the power that lies dormant within. And now you are rising, shaking off the shackles of fear and doubt. In the spirit, I see what your life once looked like. Scattered ashes, fragments of your being left behind in the wake of betrayal, in the face of closed doors, in the depths of disappointments too profound to articulate. You believed they were lost forever, irretrievable casualties of life's battles. But here is the profound mystery of the God you serve. He does not recoil from ashes, shrink back in disgust. He builds with them, creating something beautiful and new from the remnants of what was broken. To all who mourn, he will give a crown of beauty for ashes, a joyous blessing instead of mourning, festive praise instead of despair, as Isaiah 61 verse 3 promises. The oil flows richest where the wounds ran deepest, nourishing the very places that once ached with pain. The garments of praise shine brightest where despair once sat like a throne, holding court over your soul. And now, beloved, you are about to be clothed in that very garment, adorned with the radiance of heaven. Michael holds it even now, draped across his arm, shimmering with glory, ready to rest it upon your shoulders if you will but say yes. Can you feel it? The weight of despair lifting, the oppressive silence breaking, giving way to a symphony of hope. That is not mere imagination, wishful thinking. That is heaven making room for glory, clearing the space for your divine destiny to unfold. And now, let me share something the enemy desperately wanted to keep hidden from you. You were never fighting alone, not for a single moment. When you whispered, "No one understands," when you thought, "I am invisible," lost in the crowd, heaven was closer than your next breath, watching over you with unwavering love. Michael bent low in your darkest room, a silent guardian against the forces of despair. Angels wept when you wept, their tears mingling with your own. The Holy One held every tear, not letting a single one fall in vain, knowing the purpose they would serve. You were not forgotten, cast aside like a broken toy. You were being fought for, defended with a ferocity that defies comprehension. This very moment is irrefutable proof of that unwavering devotion. If heaven had not intervened, if Michael had not drawn his sword on your behalf, you would not even be alive to hear this word, to receive this life-altering message. That realization should shake you to your core, reminding you of how fiercely protected you are, how intentionally preserved, how deeply loved you truly are. Your survival is not just a sign, a random occurrence. It is a declaration, a bold proclamation that your purpose still burns hot in the eyes of God, that your destiny remains vibrant and unfulfilled. But hear this carefully, heed this warning. The danger of this moment is distraction, the subtle art of drawing your attention away from what truly matters. The enemy cannot stop what heaven has released, cannot undo the divine decree, but he will tirelessly attempt to prevent you from receiving it, from fully embracing the abundance that is rightfully yours. He will whisper insidious doubts in your ear. It's just words, empty promises. You can always come back later, revisit this feeling when you have more time. But Michael urges, with the full force of his celestial authority, do not delay, do not doubt, do not dismiss this. The alignment is too precise, the moment too perfectly orchestrated. Right now, heaven's court is in session, rendering a verdict in your favor. Right now, your miracle is hovering in the air, inches from your grasp, waiting for you to reach out and claim it. And later, that seductive promise is a lie, a carefully constructed trap laid by the enemy to ensnare you. Later is his favorite tool, the weapon he wields most effectively. Now is salvation, the moment of deliverance. Now is obedience, the act of surrendering to divine will. Now is breakthrough, the shattering of chains that have held you captive. That is why your focus right now is sacred, why your undivided attention is so crucial. That is why your decision to say yes, even just to keep listening, to remain open to the possibility of transformation, is a prophetic act, a declaration of faith that resounds through the heavens. It is faith in motion, a tangible demonstration of your belief. It is your spirit shouting, I believe, I receive, I will not miss what is mine. And heaven, in its infinite grace, is already moving in response, orchestrating events to align with your declaration of faith. Picture this. A courtroom in heaven, bathed in celestial light. The enemy, the accuser, stands before the throne, pointing an accusing finger at your flaws, your failures, your forgotten moments. He has meticulously built his case for years, compiling evidence of your shortcomings. But then Jesus stands, his presence radiating love and compassion. He shows his hands, his scars, his blood, the ultimate testament to his sacrifice. And every voice in the room, even the accusers, goes silent in awe and reverence. Then Michael enters, his armor gleaming, carrying the scroll bearing your name. He raises his voice, a thunderous roar that echoes through the heavens. Time's up. The case is closed. The blessing is released. The gavel drops with resounding finality. The chains fall away, shattering into dust. The doors swing wide, revealing a path to freedom and abundance. What was delayed for years, held back by the machinations of the enemy, is suddenly accelerated, catapulted forward by the power of divine grace. That is why this moment feels like thunder in your chest, a surge of energy coursing through your veins. Because heaven has ruled in your favor, and nothing can reverse the verdict. Nothing can impede the flow of blessing into your life. And now I must tell you what comes next. Acceleration. Things that were stuck for years, mired in stagnation, will move forward in days, propelled by an unseen force. Prayers that once felt unanswered, lost in the vastness of the cosmos, will break open, releasing a torrent of answered petitions. Opportunities you had grieved as lost, mourned as irretrievable, will find their way back to you, resurrected from the ashes of disappointment. Relationships long buried beneath layers of hurt and resentment will start to breathe again, rekindled by the warmth of forgiveness. Financial burdens that felt permanent, oppressive weights crushing your spirit, will begin to shatter, crumbling into dust. Healing you never thought possible, miracles you dared not even dream of, will begin to manifest, transforming your body, mind, and soul. But all of it, every single inch of progress, starts with your yes, your unwavering commitment to receive. Not a casual yes, a half-hearted agreement, but a full, surrendered, I will not walk away kind of yes, a declaration of unwavering faith. Michael is declaring, with the force of a celestial army, the river is flowing. Step in now. Do not hesitate. Hear this truth, the truth the enemy has fought hardest to conceal. You are not just called to receive blessing. You are called to carry it, to become a conduit of divine grace to the world around you. The pain you survived, the trials you endured, were not wasted, meaningless suffering. They were shaping you, molding you, preparing you to be a vessel, a container for the divine. That is why people are drawn to you. Seek your counsel, even when you feel empty, depleted. That is why burdens often find their way to your shoulders, why others confide in you with their deepest struggles. It is not punishment, not a sign that you are cursed. It is purpose, the manifestation of your divine calling. You are being made into someone who won't just walk into blessing, basking in the light of divine favor, but someone who will usher others into theirs, guiding them toward the path of abundance and wholeness. The blessing that is coming is not just for you, a selfish accumulation of personal gain. It will overflow through you, touching every life you encounter, transforming the world around you. Everyone connected to your name, your family, your friends, your children, your future generations, will feel the ripple of heaven because you stayed, because you chose to believe, because you dared to say yes in this sacred moment. and let me reveal to you the very heart of God, the essence of his being. When Michael warns with such urgency, "Stop! Do not turn away," it is not to control you, to stifle your freedom. It is to rescue you, to prevent you from stumbling into the abyss. Imagine a child sprinting headlong toward a cliff, oblivious to the danger that lies ahead. A loving parent doesn't whisper a gentle suggestion. They shout, with all the force of their being, "Stop!" Not to scare the child, but to save them from certain death. That is what this is, a moment of divine intervention. God saw how close you were to quitting, to settling for mediocrity, to missing the gate he so lovingly opened for you. And so, in love, disguised as urgency, he commands, "Do not miss this. Do not lose me. Do not walk away from what I have prepared for you, the abundance I have destined for your life." And if you feel shaken, if your foundation seems to tremble beneath your feet, it is because heaven is shaking loose everything that once held you captive, breaking the chains that bound you to the past. And beloved, do not wait for restoration. Do not delay your healing until some future date. It is already happening, unfolding in real time. Even now, even as you listen to these words, things are shifting around you, rearranging themselves to align with divine purpose. People who overlooked you, who dismissed you as insignificant, are remembering you, suddenly recognizing your value and potential. Situations that felt immovable, like granite monoliths, are bending to divine will, yielding to the force of grace. Doors that stayed locked for years, impenetrable barriers to your progress, are starting to creak open, hinting at the possibilities that lie beyond. Your mind may not fully grasp it yet. Your logical faculties may struggle to comprehend the magnitude of what is unfolding. But your heart knows, it feels the stirring of something profound within. That racing pulse, that fire in your belly, that quickening of your spirit. It has already begun. The miracle is already in motion. Michael says with unwavering certainty, "Tell them the miracle is not coming. It is here. What you feared was dead, irretrievably lost, is alive again, breathing with new vitality. What you thought was over, a chapter closed and sealed, is being rewritten, infused with new purpose and meaning. What you believed was too far gone, beyond the reach of redemption, is walking back toward you, guided by heaven's hand, bearing the gifts of grace and abundance. And that is why, beloved, this moment burns so fiercely in your soul, why your spirit resonates with such profound recognition. Because heaven's current is flowing, a torrent of divine energy, and you are finally stepping into the center of it, aligning yourself with your true destiny. Not everyone will applaud when the chains fall off you, when you break free from the bonds that held you captive. Not everyone will dance when your prison doors swing open, releasing you into the freedom of your calling. And that, beloved, is part of the journey, a necessary element of your transformation. There are some standing near you who are not standing for you, those who may feign support but harbor hidden agendas. And heaven, in its infinite mercy, is not only delivering you into promise, guiding you toward your divine inheritance. It is also delivering you from deception, shielding you from the manipulative forces that seek to derail your progress. That is why Michael now stands sword drawn, a sentinel guarding your path, not just to fight demons, the external forces of darkness, but to divide truth from falsehood, to discern between genuine support and insidious manipulation. The voices in your life that sound like counsel but carry poison, the attachments that look like comfort but slow your stride, those will be cut away, pruned from your life like dead branches. This season is about clarity, not comfort. God declares with unwavering authority, "Do not confuse noise with wisdom. Do not mistake a cacophony of opinions for divine guidance. Do not confuse closeness with loyalty, the mere proximity of others with genuine support. He will show you who is truly for you, who stands with you in unwavering commitment, and who is merely using you for their own selfish purposes." And yes, some of that revealing will sting, the loss of relationships you once held dear. But what feels like loss is actually protection, a divine shield against future harm. Heaven loves you too much to let unclean hands carry your crown, to allow those with impure motives to influence your destiny. Now pause, take a deep breath, and exhale slowly. Can you feel it? That pressure lifting off your chest, the crushing weight of anxiety dissolving into thin air, that faint peace rising like mist in the morning, a gentle balm soothing your troubled soul. That is no accident, no random occurrence. That is divine exchange, a sacred transaction between your heart and the throne of heaven. God is trading your weariness for strength, replenishing your depleted energy with divine vitality. He's trading your confusion for direction, illuminating your path with the clarity of his wisdom. He's trading your fear for courage, empowering you to step boldly into the unknown. He's trading your sorrow for joy, filling your heart with an unquenchable wellspring of happiness. For too long, you've carried yourself on scraps of hope, barely surviving, clinging to the remnants of your faith. But now, heaven is placing within you a different kind of strength, a resilience that transcends mere survival. It is endurance that doesn't just withstand the storm, but overcomes it, emerging stronger and more radiant than before. The countdown is real, the moment of transformation is at hand. Because this is your turning point, the definitive moment when everything changes. The time for crawling is over, the era of timid existence is drawing to a close. You are stepping into divine momentum, propelled forward by the force of grace. You are crossing into abundance, a land flowing with milk and honey. You are no longer just recovering, piecing together the fragments of your broken past. You are rising, ascending to your rightful place, embracing the fullness of your divine potential. Look back for a moment, just long enough to recognize the hand of God in places you once thought were barren, devoid of hope. Can you see it now? Even the moments that broke you, the experiences that shattered your heart, had hidden purpose, were orchestrated by a divine plan. The betrayal, the sharp sting of abandonment, it taught you how to hear what wasn't said, to discern the true intentions hidden beneath the surface. The isolation, the feeling of being utterly alone, it taught you how to hear the voice of God in the silence, to find solace and guidance in the stillness of your own soul. The failure, the crushing weight of disappointment, it carved humility into your foundation, ensuring that future favor wouldn't make you proud, wouldn't lead you down the path of arrogance. Nothing was wasted, not a single drop of pain went unused. Every experience, every trial was a carefully measured ingredient in the recipe of your destiny. Michael whispers with profound tenderness, "Even now, tell them the scars are crowns, emblems of honor earned in the crucible of adversity. The ashes are altars, sacred places where new life is born from the remnants of the past. And the tears, every single one, they are treasures stored in heaven's vault, waiting to be redeemed for divine purpose. And this is why the enemy worked overtime to chain you to regret, to keep you imprisoned in the darkness of yesterday. Because if you ever realized your wounds were working for you, that your pain was serving a divine purpose, you'd rise unshakable, impervious to his lies and manipulations. And now it's happening, the awakening you've longed for. Your eyes are opening, seeing the world with new clarity. You're beginning to trace the thread of heaven woven through the chaos, the intricate pattern of divine purpose unfolding in your life. And in that instant of recognition, that moment of profound understanding, your story shifts, transformed from a tale of tragedy into a powerful testimony of God's faithfulness. Now I see a door in the spirit, standing tall and ancient, glowing with symbols you can't quite decipher, an ethereal language your mind struggles to comprehend. But your spirit recognizes the light, feels the pull of destiny drawing you forward. Michael stands at your side, his hand resting on the handle, his voice like thunder wrapped in grace, a paradox of power and tenderness. This is the door your ancestors longed for, the gateway to a brighter future. He declares, this is the door your prayers built, brick by brick, with the mortar of faith. This is the door your tears unlocked, dissolving the barriers that held you captive. Step in and embrace the abundance that awaits you. And God himself says, his voice resonating through the cosmos, do not fear, my beloved child. The door is yours, opened by my hand, secured by my love. When you cross this threshold, beloved, everything behind you loses its grip, its power over your life. Chains drop without a fight, falling away like brittle leaves in the autumn wind. Darkness dissolves without a struggle, banished by the radiant light of divine presence. And the story you lived until now will no longer define the one you are about to live. This is your moment of becoming the genesis of your truest self. And I must say it again, with unwavering conviction. Time is being redeemed for you, snatched back from the clutches of the enemy. What you thought was lost to delay, squandered by wasted opportunities, God is restoring in acceleration, multiplying your blessings beyond measure. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, declares the Lord in Joel 2 verse 25. Heaven doesn't honor the timelines of man, the rigid constraints of earthly calendars. God bends time, He multiplies it. He stretches it for His beloved, granting them favor beyond their wildest imaginings. What you thought would take a lifetime to achieve will begin to unfold in days, a whirlwind of divine intervention. Michael says with the full force of his celestial authority, "Tell them they have not lost time. Time is bowing to them now, yielding to their purpose, accelerating their destiny." But that is why the urgency is so great, why the stakes are so high. When heaven moves like this, when the forces of grace are unleashed in such a powerful way, hesitation is costly, delay is devastating. Every second right now is a seed, a tiny spark of potential that can blossom into extraordinary fruit. And your decision to anchor your spirit here, heart open, spirit alert, is a declaration that you're ready, that you're willing to receive all that heaven has prepared for you. That is why this moment feels like it's breathing, alive with divine potential. Because heaven's clock is ticking for you, accelerating your journey toward destiny. And hear this with unwavering faith. God is not only saving you from what hurt you, from the external forces that sought to destroy you. He's saving you from your own self-doubt, from the insidious inner voices that echo old lies, whispering insecurities and fears. You're not enough, they hiss. You're too broken, too damaged to be truly loved. It's too late, you've missed your chance. But now Michael lifts his sword not just against demonic forces, not just against the external enemies that seek to harm you, but against the lies embedded in your mind, the toxic beliefs that have poisoned your self-perception. The voice that keeps saying you're small, insignificant, is being silenced, its power diminished with every word of truth you receive. The fear that's kept you shrinking, cowering in the shadows, is being cut down, its grip on your life loosened. Michael declares with the authority of heaven, "This child will no longer wear shame, will no longer be defined by the failures of the past. This child will walk in truth, embracing their divine identity, stepping into the fullness of their potential." And even now, as these words reach your ears, something is shifting, a subtle but profound transformation taking place. A quiet miracle is unfolding, not outside you in the external world, but within you, in the secret chambers of your heart. You are starting to see yourself through heaven's lens, perceiving your worth through the eyes of divine love. Not as forgotten, a castaway adrift at sea, but as favored, chosen for a special purpose. Not as flawed, imperfect and unworthy, but as forged in the fire, refined by adversity, transformed into something stronger and more resilient. Not as overlooked, invisible to the world, but as ordained, destined for greatness, appointed to fulfill a divine calling. That shift, that subtle change in perspective, is the true miracle, the key that unlocks the prison of self-doubt. Because when you finally believe what heaven always knew about you, when you embrace the truth of your divine worth, everything else must bow to that belief, must align with that unwavering conviction. And now, beloved, do you understand why your fingers hum with divine recognition? Why your spirit is stirring with such fervent anticipation? Why your mind is struggling to catch up to what your heart already knows? It's because this word is not just inspiration, a fleeting moment of encouragement. It's confirmation, a divine validation of the desires that have been buried deep within your soul. For years you've cried out, in moments of desperation, "Lord, did you hear me? Did you see my struggles, my pain? Am I truly seen?" For years you've wondered, in the quiet hours of the night, was it all for nothing? Was my suffering in vain? Will my prayers ever be answered? And now heaven answers with fire, a resounding affirmation that echoes through eternity. Yes, I heard. Yes, I saw. Yes, I am moving, orchestrating events to bring about your divine destiny. You don't need to feel ready, fully equipped and prepared for the challenges ahead. God is not asking for perfection, an impossible standard of flawlessness. He's asking for permission, a simple willingness to surrender to His will, to trust in His plan. Your willingness to stay in this moment, to remain open to the possibilities that lie before you, is your agreement with the divine, your affirmation of faith. And that agreement is powerful enough to split oceans, to move mountains, to transform the impossible into reality. Can you sense it now? That peace rising beneath the noise, that tranquility settling over your soul, that weight lifting off your shoulders, the burden of anxiety dissolving into thin air, that warmth pressing into your chest, like the gentle hands of angels from another realm, offering comfort and support. That's not emotion, a fleeting feeling that will soon dissipate. That's encounter, a tangible experience of the divine, a direct connection to the source of all power and love. The Spirit of God is near, leaning close, whispering words of affirmation and encouragement. You are mine, my beloved child. You are ready now, fully equipped for the journey ahead. Cross into the next glory. Embrace the abundance that awaits you. Beloved, everything has led to this moment. Every trial, every tribulation, every moment of joy and sorrow. Not just the pain, not just the prayers, but the purpose that was buried beneath it all, waiting to be unearthed. This message isn't giving you something new, a foreign concept you must struggle to understand. It's unlocking what has been waiting inside you since before you were born, the divine potential that has been dormant within your soul, that trembling in your hands, that fire rising in your chest, that tear resting on the edge of your eye. It's the sound of your spirit remembering, stirring with ancient knowledge, remembering the throne heaven wrote your name on, the place of honor and authority that is rightfully yours, remembering the authority you were always meant to carry, the power to transform the world around you, remembering the reason you survived what should have killed you, the divine purpose that sustained you through the darkest of nights. Michael extends his sword in silence, a gesture of profound respect and unwavering support, not just as a weapon of defense, but as a symbol of power and authority, a declaration of divine favor. Your survival testifies to God's hand upon your life, a testament to His unwavering love and protection. Your very breath is proof that the enemy failed, that his attempts to destroy you were ultimately futile. And now what heaven placed within you is no longer dormant, no longer a seed waiting to sprout. Your breakthrough won't come falling from the sky, a miraculous event delivered without effort on your part. It will rise from within, erupting from the depths of your soul, fueled by the fire of your faith. That's why the atmosphere feels holy, charged with divine energy. That's why your heart is pounding, filled with anticipation and excitement, because heaven is handing you back your story, not in pieces, scattered and broken, but in purpose, woven together into a tapestry of divine meaning. So how do you live from here? How do you navigate this new chapter in your life? Start by walking like the miracle already happened, embodying the reality of your transformation. Speak with the boldness of someone who's already been delivered, shedding the timidity of the past. Make room in your home for peace, not panic, creating a sanctuary of tranquility in the midst of chaos. Each morning, anoint your thoughts before the noise invades, filling your mind with the truth of God's word. Walk through your house and declare with unwavering conviction, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." As Joshua 24 verse 15 proclaims, break agreements with fear, silencing the insidious whispers of doubt. Bless your hands before you work, and say, with intention and purpose, these hands will build what hell tried to destroy, creating something beautiful from the remnants of the past. Forgive who needs to be forgiven, releasing the bitterness that holds you captive. Not for them, but for yourself, so the chains of resentment don't follow you into your future, poisoning your joy. If your environment stirs confusion, if the atmosphere around you is filled with negativity, shift it, change the energy. Play worship music in the background as you clean, filling your space with the presence of God. Whisper scripture as you walk, saturating your surroundings with divine truth. Let the presence of God mark your space, transforming your home into a sanctuary of peace. And don't just wait for the miracle, passively hoping for divine intervention. Prepare for it, actively creating space for the blessings to flow. Clean the room where healing will live, creating a welcoming environment for wholeness. Clear the schedule for the blessing that's coming, making room for the abundance God has prepared for you. Live like the breakthrough has already been delivered to your doorstep, embodying the reality of your divine destiny. Because in the Spirit the victory is already won. Beloved, this isn't just the end of a message, a final pronouncement of truth. It's the beginning of your next chapter, the dawn of a new era in your life. You are not returning to who you were before this moment, clinging to the safety of the familiar. You are rising into who you were always called to be, embracing your divine identity, stepping into the fullness of your potential. So stand up, lift your head, square your shoulders, and step forward with confidence and grace. Not as someone hoping for change, yearning for a better future, but as someone carrying the change, embodying the transformation that is taking place within you. The throne is waiting, prepared for your arrival. The angels are watching, cheering you on with unwavering support. And heaven is roaring with one voice, a resounding affirmation of your destiny. Now chosen one, rule, reign in your divine authority, and transform the world around you. Before we close, beloved, I want to lead you in a prayer, a sacred communion with the divine. Not just empty words, recited without feeling, but a holy exchange between your heart and the throne of heaven, a direct connection to the source of all power and love. Let this prayer be your yes, your unwavering agreement with God's plan for your life. Let it be your act of surrender, your complete and utter submission to His will. Let it open the door to the abundance that awaits you, the floodgates of blessing poised to be unleashed. Holy Father, Eternal King, the one who sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, we come to you now with trembling hearts and open hands, humbled by your presence, eager to receive your grace. For you have summoned us into this divine moment, orchestrating events to bring us to this sacred space. You have parted the veil, drawing back the curtain that separates the earthly realm from the heavenly, not just to speak to us, but to awaken us, to ignite the divine spark within our souls. And now here we are, no longer running from our destiny, no longer doubting our worth, no longer delaying our transformation. Lord, we confess that for too long we have walked in circles of delay, trapped in the prison of procrastination, bound by fear, immobilized by anxiety. We have been tricked by the whispers of the enemy, seduced by the lies that seek to undermine our faith. We have been numbed by disappointment, hardened by the pain of the past. We have said later, postponing our dreams and delaying our calling. We have said maybe, hedging our bets and doubting our potential. We have doubted the urgency of this moment, questioning the reality of your presence. But now, Father, we recognize the sound, the unmistakable cadence of divine truth. This is a prophetic unveiling, a moment of revelation that shatters the darkness and illuminates the path forward. This is the thunder of destiny roaring in our ears, a clarion call to embrace our divine purpose. This is the hour that was prophesied, the moment foretold in the ancient scriptures. So we say yes, with every fiber of our being, with all our hearts, with our unwavering focus, with our complete and utter surrender. We say yes to your plan, trusting in your divine design for our lives. We say yes to your presence, inviting you to dwell within us and guide our every step. We say yes to your purpose, dedicating ourselves to fulfilling your divine calling. We break every agreement with shame, severing the chains that bind us to the failures of the past. We silence every lie that says we're too late, too broken, too far gone to be redeemed. We reject distraction, turning our backs on the temptations that seek to derail our progress. We rebuke delay, refusing to postpone our destiny any longer. We renounce the spirit of fear, casting off the chains that hold us captive. And we receive the